What is up, guys? Big Bow here. It's a hot day. It's like late February in Northern Virginia, and it's 70 degrees. So shorts are off, guns are out. You know how it is. This is the first video of the Hemiata build. So maybe I'll look back on this and laugh. It'll be interesting, to say the least. It's a Hemi+Miata, and we're putting a scat pack in it, eventually supercharging that scat pack. So 6.4 liter, some kind of power adder, and slapping it in 1,500 pounds. So it'll be interesting. So let me show you what I got and what I'm working with, and let's go from there. All right, so this is the Miata, 2001 Hemi+Miata. I actually really was looking for an NA Miata just because they're even smaller, and they got pop-up headlights, and I've got a thing for pop-up headlights. So I was looking for an NA. I found a deal on Facebook of a guy who had a friend who had a laser CNC bender and notcher, and they, laser cut this custom cage for it, which I'll show you in a second. It's all out of chromoly tubing. Put a lot of time and effort into this. There's frame stiffeners throughout, which I will show you when I get it on the lift. And then every body panel and seam from the stock body is stitch welded together. So there's a lot more rigidity in this Hemi+Miata, and there's a full chromoly cage with decent gussets, dimple dyeing. The welding is not terrible. Double B pillar, A pillar, dash pillar, the doors. Coming in here, you can see the doors still have their structure bar, but then the actual cage with some dimple dyes actually pushes into where the skins are. So a lot of time and money spent on this Hemi+Miata. I picked this project up, full transparency, for $5,000. So probably not the most smoking deal, but definitely cheaper than what they have into it, which is always a good deal in my book. So, and the quality of work is great. So good enough. With that being said, Hemi+Miata, this is the starting point for the Hemiata. The MB also has more legroom. 6'4" guy here. Was a little bit worried about the legroom. So yeah, this is where we're starting. Once I get on the lift, I can give you a better walk around and kind of sit down and tell you more about it. Lightweight composite top, full release trunk. It's lots of rims. It has a Willwood big brake kit, 11 1/4 big brake kit for both the wheels, although these are getting replaced. There's gonna be a narrow Dana 60 in the rear and maybe something else in the front, maybe a C2. So either way, this is what we're starting with. It is a 2001 Hemi+Miata, and that powder there is what's going in it. So this is a care package from Cleveland Power and Performance. I really like those guys over there. They have such a unique business model. I'll be buying the next driveline for that CJ from them. Thinking all-wheel drive Hellcat for that. So that's going to be a whole other thing. This is a 2021 Scat Pack from a Dodge Charger. Sitting at 485 at the crank from factory, so thinking 400 at the wheels. Put a power adder on it, like a supercharger maybe, I'm thinking, or dual turbos. Probably be 600 at the wheels is kind of what I'm comfortable with for this build. It is still a Miata at the end of the day, so I know people have done Hellcat Miata, so I know I won't die with 600. So that's the goal. But I will do a full unboxing, if you will, of this crate and everything that it contains. And also I'll tell you the price. Coming up next, the first dilemma of this whole debacle is I have to move a crate with a full engine, ECU, gas tank, pedals, and everything in it without a forklift or any other kind of lift for that matter. I have to move it 10 feet up and then 30 feet to the left and clear it out of the way over here so that then we can grab the Miata, hand drive it around, and get it on the lift. Once the crate's over here, we can use the engine hoist and kind of bounce back and forth. I'm trying to avoid taking the crate apart right there in my driveway because my wife will get upset about it. And I want to move it here first. That way I can, work on it in peace, so to speak. Yeah, so for better or worse, the next thing you're going to see is a time lapse of me and a buddy trying to move it and getting everything in place. And then we'll resume this video. I can give you guys a walk around and kind of tell you the full story and why this build's going this direction. right, so we've got kind of the 2x4 cradle taken off here so everything looks. And yeah, when you buy these, they actually have a battery and an engine tester hooked up to the pallet. You can actually press that button if you had a battery and you fed it gas and it would run, or if there's gas in there, I'm not sure, but they send you a video of it running on the pallet. So that's how you kind of test, so to speak, that it's gonna be guaranteed to run, etc. They send you all the compression numbers, do the whole 9 yards for that. So here's how it looks with the cradle removed. You can see all the harnesses is still put together, etc. And yeah, next step's going to be to save the engine hoist and get ready to hoist up the engine, label everything, connect everything, label everything where all the connections are, pull it out, and get it moved. Got the helpers out here, so should be fun. One last thing I should probably show you is they give you the whole wiring harness, you know, the whole rat's nest, the whole 9 yards. So when I take this out, I'm going to take it off at the engine, save all the computers, and mount those in the Miata when I get there. So, yep, that's how it looks, fully boxed, or unboxed, so to speak. Bolted into some 2x4s to keep it in place. I'm sure those are lag screws, actually. So, in any case, should be fun. Hey, in case you didn't know, you should probably remove the air intake blocker before starting. So, yep, in any case, let's get the crane over and get this thing unbolted and moved. All right, I'd call that a mildly successful day. We've got the Miata on the lift, bunch of boxes of parts. We already got the PRPs. We got heated and cooled PRPs, heated steering wheel, whole 9 yards. That's a V8 Roadster engine cradle, which will go on the subframe up there. And yeah, we'll start working through it. It's going to be a multifaceted process. Obviously, first, I think I'm going to put this cradle into the Miata. Well, first, I'm going to powder coat it Kawasaki green to match the seats. Put that into the Miata. Once that's in the Miata, they'll start taking the engine in and out for the 1,000 times it's going to take to make sure the engine gets seated, figure out the mounts on the transmission and the engine and then I'll put the wiring harness in, figure out a fuel cell, you know, kind of the rest of it. So that's the process for the Hemiata build. Not going to see it on this video. This video is just the intro, but I'm excited, man. It's going to be a really cool build, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a ripper.